Well, don't you think it's a little bit unfair? Making us take our vows while they sneak off for a little sally on the side. What? We can't defend the wall unless we celebrate. It's absurd.
We all know that the brothers of the Night's Watch say a vow, but there's some strange stuff about the vow. First off, in the books, it mentions the horn that wakes the sleepers. And in the show, Osha refers to the White Walkers as having been sleeping.
The things you speak of, they've been gone for thousands of years.
They wasn't gone, old man. They were sleeping.
So if the White Walkers are the sleepers, why would you want to wake them? Okay, that's a stretch, because it could mean that the horn is an alarm to wake up the sleeping brothers of the Night's Watch. But number 2, the vow mentions walls, plural. Why plural? I guess it could mean other walls that Bran the Builder built, like Winterfell and Storm's End, but it's strange because the Night's Watch is located at just one wall, so food for thought. But the point of this video is number 3. Some fans speculate that the vow has changed over time, and there are hints in both the books and the show. According to this theory, there was an original vow, and then there were some new caveats added after the 13th Lord Commander, otherwise known as the Night's King, was cast down.
Night gathers, and now my watch begins. It shall not end until my death.
I shall take no wife, hold no lands, father no children. I shall wear no crowns and win no glory.
I shall live and die at my post.
I am the sword in the darkness, the watcher on the walls,
The shield that guards the realms of men.
I pledge my life and honor to the Night's Watch for this night and all the nights to come.
Those are statements of what a crow is, and indirectly, what a crow can or should do. And the theory states that the other parts, which all state what a crow cannot do, were added because of the Night's King. The Night's King was the 13th Lord Commander. Lore has it that he fell in love with what legend describes as a female White Walker, declared the first fort in the wall, the huge Night Fort, to be his own, and declared himself king and his White Walker lover his queen. How dare he? How dare he fall in love with someone, especially one of them? How dare he form a bridge between the humans and the White Walkers?
You're staring at me, ass, Jon Snow!
Did you ever wonder why the men of the Night's Watch take no wives and father no children?
No.
So they will not love. Love is the death of duty.
History and lore are often biased by whomever writes it, and on top of that, written history didn't start until thousands of years after the Night's King was brought down, so the lore might be accurate. Maybe he was a bad dude, but there's a chance that the lore may be painting a bad picture of a normal dude, or more importantly for this video, there's a chance that they added those 6 caveats because of the Night's King, in order to prevent it from happening a second time. If this is true, the Night's Watch may have lost track of its original purpose. Specifically, it may have lost track of who and what it was supposed to protect. We've already seen examples of this. Sam in terms of Gilly.
The Lord Commander, we are sworn to protect the realms of men. That means her as well as us.
And Jon in terms of the wildlings as a whole.
And for 8,000 years we've fallen short of that oath. You belong to the realms of men. All of you.
But Jon and co might want to revisit the oath one more time. Followers of R'hllor would like you to believe that the White Walkers are dead. Sure, their army's made up mostly of dead, but the White Walkers themselves never died, unlike some people we know. And even if their leader turns out to be as evil as he comes across on screen, that doesn't mean that all of them are evil. Cersei's pretty evil, but Jaime's not, and neither were these guys. The White Walkers are not monsters, or at least we don't know that for sure. They're men, living men, who never died. In case anyone wants to dig into this any further, here are the 12 times I found the vow referenced in the books. 4 times it was said in its entirety, and 4 times they said just the alleged old vow. When the new brothers swore their oaths the second time while Jon is Lord Commander, it's worth noting that their voices grew stronger and more confident when they got to the alleged original vow, which makes sense because those are ideals that anyone can live by, even if you're not a crow. And here's the most interesting one of them all. In the books, the door that Sam and Bran both cross through is a magical door. It's a giant weirwood face. In order to cross it, Sam had to say the Night's Watch vows, and then the weirwood's mouth would open up for them. But the thing is, he only said the portion of the vow which we believe to be the older original vows. And keep in mind, this was the Night Fort. the very first fort built on the wall, so the magical spells put into the door might reflect the original vows of the Night's Watch and not any new stuff that was added after the fall of the 13th Lord Commander. But check this out. 4 other times it goes a step further, referring specifically to one piece of the vow, guarding the realms of men. And they do this a few times in the show as well.
How does the Night's Watch vow go again?
Night gathers and now my watch begins.
No, not that bit. The bit at the end.
The shield that guards the realms of men. I pledge my life.
Wait, that's enough. The shield that guards the realms of men.
I am the shield that guards the realms of men.
Maybe we don't need to understand any more than that. Maybe that's enough.
Aye. Maybe that's enough.
So it begs a question. If the realms of men refers to life and death, then the Night King violates this by raising the dead. But what about Melisandre? What's she been doing to stay alive? And what about the mountain? What about Beric Dondarrion?
The other side. There is no other side.
And what about
King Snow?
After they stabbed you, after you died, where did you go? What did you see?
Nothing. There was nothing at all. You shouldn't be alive. It's not right.
The Night's Watch is the only thing standing between the realm and what lies beyond.